What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that sub button right here. Guys, in today's video, we're gonna be putting a lot of stuff back on the bike. The wheels, I still have to get the fix-a-flat. Probably gonna do the fix-a-flat tomorrow for this front wheel. I just put this tire on, filled it up. It's at 40 PSI. Sprayed some soapy water on it. And I do not see any bubbles, but I don't wanna say for sure, but you know, so I'm gonna let it sit overnight. Hopefully it doesn't lose any pressure. All right, guys, so it's the next day. I'm going to check the PSI on the tire. It's at 40. I checked it earlier, so I don't think it's losing any air. My buddy told me not to do fix-a-flat, so I'm gonna take his advice and just buy a new front rim. You guys saw how rusty this wheel was, so for today's video, I'm going to end up doing a lot of work on the bike. I want to get the bike at least most of the way there. All right, guys, let me see what I need to do, and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, so I got this mocked up, so I have to buy a sleeve like this so I can, you know, get it in the position I want. It's probably gonna be like here where it's not touching the frame. So I just got it mocked up here for now. So I'm gonna see how far, because these wires are looking really long. So 5 plugs that are going in there, and then you have all these like relays and stuff. So I want to make sure everything's gonna fit properly without, you know, everything being squished in there. So let me make this hole, see how I can run everything.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, I got a little square cut out on the wire housing box, and got my relays and stuff in here. My fuse box is in here. This I have to like put it in there as well, so I just gotta, like, you know, fish it in, and it's gonna be sitting basically right there like that. You can see everything's kind of tight in there. Nothing's really gonna move around. All these wires that are still exposed up here, I'm gonna figure this out. This is the brake switch for the rear brake. That's the brake switch. So that wire is on this side somewhere, so I have to find a way to, you know, relocate it and pass it all the way over here. So this switch goes to here, so I'm gonna end up having to chop some of this off. That goes over there. I think that's the neutral safety switch, so I can end up like just, you know, splicing it from here, cutting it out here, you know, where it's gonna be a lot less wires, because this is crazy. So I can chop it. This red wire goes to here, so that's another thing that's gonna get chopped. Some of these wires, most of these wires here are gonna go underneath the seat. Most of them are gonna go here, because these are where the blinkers go, and then a few wires are gonna go coming this way for the license plate light and brake light. So not worried about that right now. Once I put on the wheel and everything, that'll get situated. These 2 wires right here are my starter switch. I'm gonna make a hole here, and that's where my button's gonna be. So this is gonna get cut probably like in half. This whole mess up here will be hidden underneath the gas tank. Let me show you the other side. So this is a ground that's gonna go here. I might end up chopping it, getting a little black sleeve put on, you know, shrink wrap, another clamp that's in better condition than this one, and then wires are like, one's longer than the other, so cut it here, you know, put another crimp, And yeah, so another thing I have to do is these two right here. I have to chop this much right here. So I'll probably chop these here. That way, when it's on this plate right here, when it's on the plate, it has enough. And I'm just gonna I'll probably just end up soldering. So cutting it here, cutting it on both ends, and then cutting it down here somewhere, solder it, and then just, you know, let me get some of this stuff done and I'll be back. All right, guys, so I got this end all set. That's the wires. I chopped them, put some electrical tape on it. Everything's good. Put this back. So this side is on. I just have to work on the other side, but I got all these wires coming in. This is the neutral safety switch. It's right here. I can probably try to get it in there, but this thing is packed. So I think I'll just leave it like this. Let me go to the other side. So like I said, this one I can get in here, place it right here. I just gotta bring it inside this way, pass it through up top. But I'm gonna fix all these wires because you can see all them wires look horrible. So I'm gonna end up tucking all this stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna continue this tomorrow. It's kind of late, so
3 days later.
all right, guys, so it's been a few days. The tires held the air, so it stayed at 43 psi for like the past 2 days. So I don't know if I explained this, but I'm going to get some like TPMS valve sensors, and what they do is they just basically go screwed on. They screw onto the valve stem, and they'll like Bluetooth read like the psi and stuff, just in case, like, you know, I get a leak or something. So yeah, let me get back to this. All right, guys, so I got all the I electrical taped all the wires that were exposed. I got all the wires routed. This one's coming to the back. This is for the solenoid, the starter solenoid. So all these extra cables, I'll be able to run them in through the side. So let me get this finished and I'll be back. I'm also gonna redo the wires for the coil packs. Got the coil packs on. So I'm gonna work my way from back here all the way to the front. That way I'm not, you know, going back and forth, screwing things up like I always do. So, all right, I'll be back. All right, guys, so I'm most of the way there. Got all the wires seated where I kind of want them to be. Plug is running all the way to the back, to the back wires. So I have to end up pulling it out and getting it close to like about here. So I'm not too worried about that. Got the wires routed. You can see all that in there. Doesn't look too crazy. The tank won't go all the way down because I have to cut where the filler, those two fittings right there, I have to cut those two fittings. Yep, those two right there. That's why it's not going down right here, because I'm going to end up doing a petcock here, and then, or either side, and a float level for the gas, a gas level. So basically I'm going to get rid of those two holes, and then I kind of want to extend the gas tank a bit higher, like maybe there or so. Get some brackets, extend them, just give the bike a different look, higher tank, you know. That way I can like stash more wires in there or whatever if I have to. But the rest of these wires are for like the front of the bike. So yeah, it's coming along. Just got the tank up here for just so I can mock it up. Yeah, it's pretty much getting there. All right, guys, it's been a few days. I did a few other things. So these are the wires going to the back. I got my rear blinker switch for the brake right here, the back brake right here. The switch is right here connected. up here. Got my starter button right here. All the wires coming in here. So into the box. I have wires coming up. Got the wires coming in here. Some wires coming out to the coils, both sides. Then I have wires coming out here. This is for these wires right here are for the blinkers. These are for the switch up here that come up here. These two, I'm gonna end up soldering these together, but too much wire, so I'm gonna end up cutting them, putting them to length. So these two black wires here are for my horn, my fan switch on. This is basically for this fan. So all this stuff right here is pretty much all set. I just gotta, you know, organize it. Then I have the harness for the speedometer coming up here. All these plugs and stuff are for, this is power. I have a ground, and then this yellow one is RPMs. And this is for the speed sensor that goes to the wheels. Well, to the wheel. This is a ground for the headlight. So gotta organize all this stuff, but you can see everything's looking clean. No wires all over the place. These two are for the clutch switch. So I have good news. I ended up putting the tube in the front tire and it's holding air. I'm gonna recheck the PSI. Last time I left it, it was at 45 PSI. I don't know if you could see that. I left it at 45 PSI. I put the tire on yesterday, like afternoon. Gonna check the PSI, see what we get. So it's holding air. So these two tires are good to go, but I can't get the wheels on, man. Look, it's all beat up. So what I'm gonna do is, next video, I'm gonna paint these, make them look nice, throw them on the bike. Don't have to, you know, take them back off or whatever. But before I put them on, I'm gonna have to balance them. So I'm gonna paint them next week. I'm gonna paint them for the next video. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna finish up doing some of this wiring today. So let me get into this and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, I got like 99% of the wiring done. So all I have to do is, once I get the back wheel on, I can put my license plate bracket on and finish these back blinkers, the tail light, you know, brake light. Once I get that back wheel on, I can finish this. Then put the battery box in, put the battery in, make sure all the turn signals work correctly, because I kind of forgot what cable goes to what cable for the blinkers. So, you know, I can get my starter solenoid cut and put, because I'm gonna have to, this is one of the ground wires. I'm gonna have to end up, you know, cutting this like in half. So, but got everything coming out of the box, nice and clean. Then I got my wires going to my handlebars up here with a sleeve coming out of here. This is the ignition, looking clean, nice and clean. This is for the speedometer, and that's coming down through here, and it comes into behind this coil pack. Then this is the harness for my horn, high beam, turn signal. So, and then I got my little two wires for the clutch. So wires come out, headlight. Some of the wires come back down into the fuse box. So these two wires here, this is a red wire and this is a green and white wire. I believe this is ground for the cluster, and I believe this is positive for the cluster. So if I am correct, this one's gonna go here. This is for the RPM for the cluster. I'm gonna tuck this in here for now. I got all my wires cut over here for the blinkers, the ground wires for the blinkers, the yellow wire for the RPMs, right here, this one, so I can attach it, but I'm gonna leave it like that for now. So yeah guys, everything's looking nice and clean. Got everything clean. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna figure something out with this. These are the blinkers for the back. So everything's looking clean. I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I kind of did a lot behind the scenes, especially with those wheels. They were a pain in my A. So they're 100% ready to get repainted, and then I can throw them on the bike after I balance them. So hopefully next week they're on the bike. So guys, give me a thumbs up. Look it, my baby's coming a long way. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.